So our next story, as intensive, this is related to what we have just discussed, as intensive as the debate over the death penalty is, the arguments for retributive justice against concerns over human rights and the potential for executing innocent individuals, that debate remains. Consider this. A court of appeal sitting in Ilorin, Kwara State, has upheld the death sentences imposed on 5 men convicted for their roles in the 2018 Offa bank robbery. In a unanimous verdict by Justice Redwan Mawada Abdullahi, Gabriel Kolawole, and Abdul Dogo, the court affirmed an earlier judgment of the Kwara State High Court, which sentenced Niyi Ogundiran, Salawu Aziz, Ibikunle Ogunleye, Ayoade Akinbosun, and Adeola Abraham to death by hanging.
Again, I support the judgment. I think it is right, because the Offa robbery will probably be one of the worst armed robbery incidents in that part of
the world,
the country. It was something that was unusual. The level of violence was unbelievable.
In a quiet environment like Offa.
Yes, in a sleepy environment. You know, so the level of viciousness was unbelievable. So, but you see, in democracy, justice must not always be seen to be served. It must be properly seen to be served. So people have the right to appeal when there are judgments against them. So the people involved have only pursued their legitimate rights by going to the appeal court. But
and so, are you thinking of the apex?
No, they will, of course, they will still go to the Supreme Court. That's how it works. because life is involved, they will want to try to see how they can, to explore all options.
Of course,
before they are.
Thanks to the attorneys.
Yeah, no, that is how it works. Because if somebody is sentenced to death, because it's the maximum punishment, the person naturally, even if you were caught in the act, they will still go, hoping that there could be clemency, for example. They could get to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court might say that, okay, the community is to life imprisonment or something. So there's still that hope that maybe they will get a better deal at the higher court. But these people, based on this, what we know about the Offa robbery, yes, they should go to Supreme Court if they so desire. But I agree with the judgment of the appeal court. I also align myself with the judgment of the High Court that those people deserve to be killed.
Kayode, maybe you may not remember, but I readily do.
I remember very well.
1971 September.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't born.
Okay.
So that I don't need to remember.
So you know the premise I started from. The first public execution of robbers happened at Babbage of York. It was called. It was the other Babbage show.
Yes.
You know, the famed Dr. Oyenusi, he was not a medical doctor. Jonathan Ilobo and Aldous Oyazimo, if you remember, the Navy rating.
Yes.
They were killed. They were shot and killed at the firing range. And we thought it was enough deterrence. Human rightists, nobody today they start to. Human rightists came to the fore. You know, firing squad for robbery matters does not solve the problem. The debate is intensive. Some would say it is not winnable. But this Offa robbery comes into the picture, you know.
You know, it was interesting that when you're talking to now I'm sounding like an old man, when you're talking to the younger journalists and you're telling them that put their names in the story, put their faces in the story, they are no longer suspects, they are convicts. You understand? And this is a case where the appeal court, you know, unanimously also adopted the lower court, which means that as far as they are concerned, we are free to postulate and say anything you want to say about them. You know,
because they've been convicted.
Exactly.
We underscore the decision of the lower court.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this gives us a signal that everything that was done, they were not being wrongly indicted.
And of course, not speaking as an expert, you and we all know that at the Supreme Court, it is not a court of first instance.
Exactly.
It looks at matters that are...
And to a large extent, we're very sure that this case will not be... They will not waste time on it, because that first instance is where you have all kinds of, you know, politicking and time-wasting strategies by lawyers. But it has gone through these two stages, and so the Supreme Court should quickly decide and let us know what else. Because if they don't appeal...
We are not saying they are going to the Supreme Court, though.
Exactly.
If they elect to go.
That's what I'm saying. There's a window for them to even appeal this at the Supreme Court. So if that window doesn't apply, the decision of the appeal court should take effect immediately. But having said that, that memory, that's part of the history we're talking about. Somebody may not even remember, but thank God for internet. It's still there. You know, how the CCTV camera captured that dastard action.
So the pictures were not lost to the CCTV.
Exactly. So we saw it and we're like, are these human beings? Is this a movie? Is this real? And this was real. I remember the mobile policeman who tried to even rescue people.
And they were running after him.
Exactly. So these are... If there's any words, they were more than daredevils.
They are not members of the human race.
And to contribute to the question or the scenario that you raised, yes, death penalty may not be a deterrent. That is the nature of man.
But it's been a long time coming.
That's the nature of man.
It's been a long time coming.
All over history, people have been put to death for certain offenses, and they keep doing it. Before democracy, the world was ruled by powerful men, by soldiers, basically. So might, it's that powerful you had, and now you are able to conquer territories that makes you to be in charge. True. When some people decided that, no, why should we be ruled by kings and people? We should rule ourselves. And they said they want to start democracy. The people who started it, they were being guillotined.
That's true.
By the emperors and the kings at that time.
Right.
But more people still joined. More people were killed, and eventually we were able to enjoy the democracy. So, for example, in some Asian countries, like Malaysia, Indonesia, like in some other countries like Saudi Arabia, when you carry hard drugs, it is death penalty.
No.
But people still carry.
Don't you remember?
People still carry hard drugs to those places.
Kayode will remember the case of the 13-year-old Nigerian who took hard drugs to Malaysia. But because it is against the law to put an underage to... They fed him until he was 18. All the pleas by the world spared they fed the guy when the guy was 18 years old.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because people know that if I go to these places with hard drugs, it is death penalty. But they still go. So it's not a deterrent. It's not supposed to be a deterrent.
I agree.
But it's just that when you do something, and they said that, okay, if you do this, this is the penalty for it, and you do it, then face the penalty. It's as simple as that.
It is not difficult to let the viewer now understand that illicit drug and substance abuse are they are more dangerous than Boko Haram, if you understand what I mean.
True.
Go to rehab centers and see what happens.
Sorry, before you even go there, just to nail this point that Mayor raised, is to buttress the fact that the Asian countries of this world, they still do straight capital punishment.
Oh, okay.
And we still see people carrying drugs or
Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia.
However, this is where I think I want to add my point, is that there are still people who feel that this is a no-go area. So maybe such people, you can call them serving as deterrent, you know, so to say. But just to mention that, let's not negotiate it. If you kill someone, you'll be killed.
Kay and the mayor would remember that we have produced great robbers in this country, and
we produce
the country produced them.
I don't agree with you.
No. Wait.
There's nothing great about a robber. There's nothing absolutely great about a robber.
I spoke in passing about Dr. Oyenusi. There was a mighty Joe in this country.
Yeah,
it was a terror.
It was a talk.
Yes, but he was also dismissed at the barber shop.
It was a bullshit talk
that
got involved in the robbery.
There are many. There are many.
You see, because they can be notorious at best.
Oh yeah.
They cannot be. Nothing can be great about them. How can anybody that the only thing you can use is that you're an armed robber? And even these so-called armed robbers, they are cowards.
Are they so-called?
Just because they take substances and they were able to have access to guns, when they are arrested, they will start be singing like canary and be begging and be crying. Even
you remember
that guy in Benin, what's the name of that?
Anini.
He was crying.
You remember the second to Anini, Monday Osumbo?
Yes.
He used to stammer. They asked for his last speech. He said, I beg, make they not cut my head. And did they listen to? They were deviants, and they should not belong in the society. So these Offa robbers, the appeal court in Kwara State has said yes to the original sentence. They should be sentenced to death. They should be hooked by the neck until they die. Yes. If they elect to go to the apex court, good luck to them.
Is that right? Is that right?
It's a right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes.
Good luck to them. All right. We have given context to that. Let's take on our next story.